Please welcome the newly reinvented Alan Maisel.
Do they always save the worst for last? Hey, guys in the first two rows, love it. During medical school, I sat in the first two rows. They used to call me a gunner. You know, you can't say gunner anymore, can you? Otherwise, they have to say my Second Amendment rights to sit in those rows. But I still sit in the first row, except for two events. Number one, the Shamu show at SeaWorld. Don't do it. 5 kids. I've been splashed 5 times, head to toe, with dolphin piss at SeaWorld. Or worse than that, number 2, front row, I had a circumcision and a wrist. I got hit by a flying foreskin. It wasn't even funny. Listen, 2 quick call-outs. First, the Maisel senior softball team. A bunch of guys, raise your hand. You're here. Thank you. I love you guys. I've introduced them before. They're very seniors. You can tell who they are. You see, they got the baseball glove, and then they got their urinary catheter. The keeper feels very irrigated. And last time I was here I talked about the hats we wore, the SD. That really means San Diego, more severe dementia. I'm a cardiologist, but I play orthopod for those guys, and they come up, Doc, my elbow. I'll send them to bypass surgery. They don't know the difference. Come back 2 weeks later, here's a scar. What is this, you know? But hey, it's really great. And we try to do things to help with the decreased cognitive function. For instance, we have umpires. They're sometimes 80 years old. Now, normally, to strike out, you need 3 strikes and 4 balls to walk. We just do 2 strikes and 3 balls because we can't really count much past that and get it right. So that's what we have. And then we have a scoreboard. We need the scoreboard to tell us how long we're going to play. Oh my God. But guess what? Just today, we were playing, the scoreboard broke, went out. The Wintermere games are 7 innings, 1 hour and a half. These guys over here, they started at 9:30, scoreboard broke, they just got here. Okay. And final call out back there, Tony Calabrese, the mentor for all of us. Thank you, Tony. So let me embarrass myself a little bit. You know, I'm a cardiologist. I know everything about the heart. But I don't know, raised in the Midwest in a farming community, I didn't learn much about anything else, especially other body parts, especially women. And it wasn't until medical school that I really learned about the women's body parts, which we had to learn, like the uterus. To me, before med school, the vagina was something that I couldn't configure. The Easter bunny, you know, had 1 ear, let's figure it out. I had a girlfriend who I figured could have helped me in high school. Her name was Susie Beth Hyman. Honestly. She couldn't help me. I thought the fallopian tubes were actually part of the horn section of the orchestra. So, growing up, my buddies and I, we were all fixated on breasts. We should have been part of the horn section to tell the truth. But we had a magazine that we could use that had all the boobs you want to see. You guys know which one I'm talking about, right? Huh? National Geographic, yeah. Every page, every month, huh? Well, you know, once I was giving a medical talk at Rio de Janeiro, and afterwards I went jogging a little path adjacent to the beach, and the beach was full of topless women. And Ipanema was playing overhead. It was a beautiful day, and so I'm jogging, and you know, it's a da 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 da. Oh my God! Da 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 da. Oh, National Geographic moment. Da da da. And I ran right into a light post. Down I went. Knocked out by knockers. When I awoke, there was a bare-breasted woman sitting on top of me. I swear, I thought I had died. I'm going to heaven. Her hands were in my pants. Huh? She was robbing me. Yeah. I do it all over again. All the pesos. Give it back. Do it again. So, I mentioned in medical school I finally learned about the women's body parts, and this is true. It was thanks to one girl named Gwendolyn. Now, Gwendolyn is not a medical school wannabe hanging out in the library. Gwendolyn turned out to be my cadaver that we used on the dissection table to learn parts of everything. Now, what happens in med school stays in med school, so I'm not going to get into that. But I will say that in the evenings, I would go back after we were all done with our classes, go to the anatomy lab, pull out, you can pull out the whole honey pot of gunwood, set it on the side, and go through all the different parts to learn. I had to learn. I didn't know. We're getting tested on these things. Plus, we're going to learn pretty soon to go in the wars how to do a clinical pelvic exam. And 3, maybe I get a girlfriend sometime and might come in handy. So, to that end, University of Michigan, they wanted us to learn how to play doctor before we got to the wards. And to that end, they brought in 3 women. 3 professional women to help teach us the nuances of the pelvic exam. When I say professional women, well, they were hookers from Detroit, okay? And my wife is so grateful that they taught us this stuff. In fact, she wanted to say thank you here tonight to Chastity and Coco and Kool-Aid, who's actually at the company. Hi, Kool-Aid. They would take turns one by one, and they would help us learn how to do the pelvic exam. When it came to my turn, I was so scared. I'm not kidding. I almost forgot to put my glove on. And Kool-Aid said, "Come on, just be calm." And she guided my hand in there, and da-da-da. And I was just probing with 1 finger, and she said, no. 2 fingers is better. Yeah. Said, like, for a second opinion? I said, no. You want to do that, doctor, because you can ask her up there. But what you want to do, you want to leave 1 finger in the vagina, and then you put the other in the rectum. For those who aren't in the medical field, that's butthole. And then you press them together, and this is true, you can feel masses, tumors, things like that. I go, Kool-Aid, how am I going to remember this? I'll never forget these words she told me. Well, doctor, just remember, 1 in the pink and 1 in the stick. All right, that's Kool-Aid, not me. So, we got to deliver babies. And we had at the University of Michigan, it's great when women give birth to babies. If you're a medical student and you get to deliver one, oh my God, it's worth your whole tuition. And I was fortunate enough to be on the obstetrics service at the University of Michigan during football season. And on Saturday mornings, the attendings would come into the labor and delivery and start all their patients on medications to make their uterus, start to contract. Run to the game, come back, and hopefully at halftime they'd be ready to go. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. One guy got it right all the time. He'd come in there, contractions were 30 seconds apart, and he'd rip off his Maisel blue scarf and his sweatshirt, put on gloves, spread the legs, and go, "Oh, madame, darling, Dr. Klein at your service," and deliver, if it could be. Maybe half the time. The rest we delivered. They missed them, either too early or too late. It was so fun. We felt like doctors, and it was pretty easy. It wasn't always easy. I had a 300-pound lady come in, about to give birth to her 8th kid, and there was no one else around. I said, no, go in and see this lady really, really quickly. So I go in, and she's panting away, and I open up her gown, and I shine a light up there, and look at, and out of this circular opening, there are 2 eyes looking down at me. For a minute, I thought I discovered the first seeing eye vagina. But it turned out it was just my eyes and that little baby's eyes, and we connected. We both said the same thing. Get us the hell out of here! And that baby flew out of her like a cannon. I had to go like this. And they can grab. The next day, I went to the store and got a catcher's mitt. And I tried out for the Cubs. Now, after this birth, she had a tear in the vagina, and my resident said I could sew it up, which is a great thing for a med student to do, right? It's called an episiotomy. So I get all ready, I line everything up, put the sutures in, and this is great. At the end, I stand back to my work, and I go, oh, shit. I sewed the whole thing shut. I said, you could have hung a sign down there, closed for business. She said up and said, Dr. Hallelujah, thank you so much. You remember that show, 8 is Enough? Well, that's it for me. I said, no. I have to open it up and do it right. No, doctor, you just consider this the JJ on lockdown till Christmas. It was only September. So, anyways, when it came time to decide what we wanted to go into, well, I'll tell you, OBGYN was out for me. I just didn't like it. It wasn't a guy's. More of a woman's thing, I think. And besides, I didn't tell you, but with Gwendolyn, when I used to take her out at night and study her, it was so stupid. You guys would never talk to me again. I put the whole vagina back in the body, but upside down.
Oh.
You know, time and time again. And then you can imagine what happened when I soon started dating girls. I'll just tell you, it wasn't very pretty, and I wish they had had a GPS kind of thing for vaginas. So, you know, I could have used it, but it wasn't good for me. So no OBGYN. So I thought maybe surgery. So I scrubbed in, I love surgery, and then I scrubbed in on this one big case with the chief of surgery. Big abdominal case. And for 6 hours, I couldn't see it. I'm holding the retractors like this back. I couldn't see it. I'm going in a tectonic spasm, and the surgeon didn't care. Finally, the scrub nurse kicked the stool and said, "Get up there and look at it." So I get up and I looked over, and there's this pristine field of the abdomen all open. You could see the spleen, the liver, the pancreas, and the bowel. And the surgeon was cutting the bowels down by the rectum, the large intestine. And we all stared in disbelief as he cut it, and he pulled out a Coke bottle. A real Coke bottle. Which, you know, didn't happen so. And I couldn't believe it. I looked over and over and over. My glasses fell right off my head. Right into the field. And honestly, that's true. He's holding the Coke bottle, and you know, did you ever go to the Del Mar Fair and get one of those ringers on the Coke bottle? 25 years I tried it, now I do it here, I'm going to get the shit kicked out of me by the chief of surgery. You know? And he was trying to kick me. I said, what are you trying to do? I don't know. I thought, as a nurse sort of pulled me, I said, well, things go better with Coke. I don't know. I wasn't going to say that. But I would have asked for the stuffed animal, maybe try it on. But I wasn't going into surgery at that. So I ended up, guys, in cardiology. You know why? Because people always seem to drop dead in front of me. They just died when they met me. Don't do it, because I'm going to have to bill you for a house call. So don't do it. But usually I was pretty good, but not always. I was on a transatlantic plane. There was a guy in first class who had a cardiac arrest while he was watching 50 Shades of Grey. So I did cardiac chest compression on him for probably 30 minutes, and I'm trying to pound the blood from the heart up to the brain. But it wasn't working because all his freaking blood was down there. It was all congealed, and it wasn't coming back. He went from 50 Shades of Grey, 1 shade of dead. Now, I took his frequent flying miles, and I took into frequent dying miles, and I got upgraded to first class. I skipped the movie, by the way. We put him back in the coach seat where I was. And to this day, I wondered about the little old lady who now would be sitting next to him. What she thought of all that. And then I could only think of, thinking back of Gwendolyn and my time in med school, sometimes you can really learn something from a cadaver. So thank you very much.